Welcome back to our HTML5 tutorial, classroom style edition. So today, this is the continuation of our series for HTML5. We will be tackling elements and attributes for the continuation. Uh, Last time we tackled the h1 tag, the paragraph tag, so how it works, the elements. So now we will be tackling more of those elements. So first, just a refresher for those people who didn't watch yet our first video. Elements is defined by a start tag, and then the content, and then after that is the end tag. So a opening tag is always have a partner with an end tag, but there is an exception. Later on we will tackling those elements. We have those h1 tag, the paragraph tag. For the h1 is for the heading. Mostly you will see it in a blog, the big letters. For example, it's like the title of the blog. When you are in social media, you will see it, the main title of the news, and then the paragraph tag is used for the content of those blogs. Next, we will be tackling this empty HTML elements. What is HTML elements with an empty? What empty? So meaning there is no content. Before we tackle about the H1, so H1 there is a content for a title, something like that, no? For the paragraph, there is always content for the paragraph tag. But for these elements, there is no content. But what is the use of this no content elements? Let's see. First is a base. Okay. So base URL for all relative URLs in a document. So what do you mean by that? Basically guys, in our website, we are trying to put some links, if you are familiar with the links. For example, if you want to include a video coming from YouTube or from other platforms or websites in your blog, you need a link, right? So the purpose of this base is to easily route URL for the whole HTML page. Later on, I can explain it to you further for you to understand. So it's like, for example, I have a lot of images coming from different folders, and you need to include those URLs one by one for those images. For example, you have 100 images, so you need to include it, all those 100 URLs. When you are not using this base element, you need to include from the root folder. But if we will be using the base, there's benefits of using it. That's why they included it in HTML5. In previous version of HTML, there is no base element. So now they include it kasi it is useful. You don't need to put exactly from the base or from the root directory. All you need to do, if the base is already declared, the next thing that you need to do is to include the location of the actual image, the PDFs, all the resources. So later on I will explain it to you. So when we say empty HTML guys, there is no closing tag. All you need to do is include the opening tag. For example, this one, the base. Okay, so all you need to do is to type base, and then there's an attribute inside. Later on we will be tackling it, how to use it properly. And then next is the BR tag, which is the line break. Basically, from the word line break, you will understand it easily. Line break means you are, for example, you are typing something in Microsoft Word in Notepad, and in your in Facebook, when you are doing some comments, when you press enter, you will be having a new space, right? You will go to the to the new line. So that's the purpose of a line break. And then the HR tag is a horizontal rule, which is a straight line on a page. So direct to the point. When you put HR tag, automatically you will see an horizontal line across the page. So if you put some margins or the width of the body, it will align to the body. It depends into the um, mother element or the base element width. Yeah. And then the next is, ito na yung magpapakulay sa um, page natin na hindi mawawala to. A blog or a web page is not complete without the image tag. Image or img tag, sorry. For in short, it's an image or a graphics. Okay, we can use this tag to include a photos, a JPEG photos, PNG photos for transparent background, and like a GIF for um, for a moving animated images. So next is, first is headings. This is the standard heading that we can use from heading 1 up to the heading 6. After heading 6, the text will be so small, like you are using a paragraph, so it is useless. So it is advisable to use heading 1 only up to heading 6. Actually, um, heading 1 and up to heading 3, yun lang yung ginagamit ko usually sa web development natin, sa web designing. And then, why do we need to use headings if we can customizely resize a text or a paragraph? Medyo mapupunta tayo sa how website works, how Google Chrome works, how search engine works. Search engine usually look for those elements or those tags to check whether if your website have a title of this thing, have a content of something like this that the user is searching. So that's why it is important to use the proper elements for your website. So dumedepende ang search engine natin. So for example, you want your website to be ranked as number 1 in Google Chrome search, or sorry, in Google search, in Yahoo search, and some search engines. You need to use a proper elements tags. So we have this metadata in our heading tag, or no, in our head tag. So slowly but surely we will be tackling those things. So next is the paragraph. For example, this example in our presentation, we have the heading that usually together with a paragraph, and then we use a horizontal line, HR, okay, and then we use another heading, which is H2, meaning it's like you are making a content. The first content is the heading and the paragraph. This is like you are um, telling the audience this is the main discussion or topic. And then we use H2 and then another paragraph for the sub content of the main topic. So ganun siya, usually ganun ang purpose niya mga yan. And then when we go to the example for this paragraph, As you can see, this is a opening paragraph, this is a content, and you will see an element inside the paragraph. So that's what you call nesting in HTML. You can use element inside an element. Okay, so what's the use of this one? What's the output? So for example, this is a paragraph. Then what is a BR tag again? BR is for break line. So you will be having a new space or a new line, sorry. And then another content with line breaks. Okay, so the output of this one is you are having a two rows. Okay, this is a paragraph for the first row with line breaks for the second row. So that's the purpose of BR. So pwede po yun. It's again a nesting. Okay, elements inside an element. And then you will be asking, sir, for a paragraph, what if I want to create a quote? Gusto mong maging matalimhaga. So we have this another tag which is the pre tag for the quote, especially designed for a quote. You are quoting for something. You don't need to use always break line. You can use this element, this tag. So for example, let's move on to this pre tag. Okay, tiny little secrets get buried in the dirt, and if they were dug up, someone would probably get hurt. Okay, so it's like you are trying to tell something regarding this code. So it's up to you. So now, if you will ask me what is the output of this one, basically when we use pre tag, automatically the way you type those paragraphs, those words, it will show you the same way. So for example, this one, if we run this tag, tiny little secrets, then space, get buried in the dirt, then space, and so on. So in your browser, it will show the same. Unlike when you are using a paragraph element, when you try to do some break line without using a BR tag, it will not create a space. It will continuously show the text horizontally. Okay? So later on, we will use these elements. Next is formatting elements. It is not complete when we are doing those formattings without these elements. Hindi mawawala yan. Actually, when we are using Microsoft Office, right? We have to make the text bold, italic, set the size. In HTML5, there is a pre-built-in formatting elements. So for example, if you want your heading to be strong, to be bold, we can use this bold tag. For example, um, we want to emphasize something, we can also use this strong tag, strong element tag. So it's almost similar to bold tag, but there is a slight difference, especially when you are considering SEO or search engine optimization. If you want to highlight something, it is more advisable to use strong tag compared to bold tag if you want to emphasize something. And then next is we have this italic tag. If you want the text to be italic, then use italic tag element. And then we have also this EM. Um, this text is emphasized. Okay, we will see later on what is the difference between those three elements: the bold tag, the strong tag, the emphasize tag. There's a slight difference when it comes to the look of the text when we use those things or those elements. And the next is we have this small. From the word small, yeah, it will make your text smaller. Okay, you can use it inside the paragraph tag. Put some words or characters to be small. You can use this small tag. Okay, and then another thing is the mark tag. As you can see in your screen, it will highlight the characters or the words inside this tag or the element. So that's how it works, this mark. And then another thing is the del tag or delete. Basically, what it will do is to put some horizontal line at the middle of the character of the word. So that's how it works. I don't know. Maybe in some tutorials we can use this del tag, but that's how it works. For example, this one, no? I hate, love you. So it's like the paragraph is showing I hate. Then he used a del tag, so there's a horizontal line, sorry, for the word hate, then love you. So when the user or the one who reads this paragraph, he will understand, okay, I love you. That's what you are saying, which is the opposite is hate, right? I hate you, or in opposite, I love you. Okay. So next is we have the sub tag, which is subscripted. Okay, and then the other one is the sup or the sup element, which is superscripted tag. So those two are used for formulas usually, like H2O, you know. So that's the use of these tags. Okay. So next is attributes. So what is attributes? So these attributes are used for HTML to put some properties to our elements. For example, if you are familiar with those tags that I showed to you before, for example, the HTML tag, right? We can use a attributes, for example, lang, which stands for the language. Okay? So lang is equals to en. En stands for English. Okay, so nag-i-start na tayong medyo maging technical talaga. So dapat masundan nyo ako with this attributes parts ng HTML5 natin. For example, you put this attribute in your HTML element, this language. Lang is equals to en. So what's the use of it? When user enters your website and then Google Chrome load your site, it will automatically load your site in English. Meaning, your website will show English contents. Kasi, kung mapapansin nyo, for example, if you are in other country, if you open a website, it will ask you to convert the language into similar language considering your location. So basically ito sinasabi mo sa Chrome, sa browser, that hey, before you translate my website, I want you to use an English language. Okay? Next is the href or the reference. So what is href? Attributes. And in this one, if we want to link something, for example, we want to link a website, we need to use or to include this one, or else useless yung a tag nyo. For example, kung nakaka-visita kayo sa mga websites like, okay, wag na tayong lumayo. We'll go with the Facebook. You saw someone post a link, a videos, a website, a photos. Once you click those links, you will go, or the browser redirectly go to that link. So that's how it works. Once the user click those links, it will look for the href tag. The browser will look for that href tag to for a certain address. So that's the purpose of href tag. And then next is the source attribute. So what is source? From the word source, for example, how we will be including an image in our website, we need to use img, or the image tag. Inside the image tag, we need to include also this source attribute. For what purpose? The website cannot predict what you want to show or any images. So that's how it works. You need a source file to include it. For example, I want to include my profile picture, okay, in my website. So you need to put the picture name together with the extension name, which is JPEG. Okay, that's the purpose of the source attribute. And then actually this one is a styling, but part of the attributes default in HTML5. We have the width and the height. Of course, we need to include those things. If we want to include some photos, for example, we need to set those width and height of our photos, or else if you just include it in your website, it will show in a 100% width and height. So later on, we will be having a example for these things. Kasi napakapangit ng website nyo. For example, nag-include kayo ng photo and then hindi siya ka-size nung website nyo. Nag-overlap siya. So that's the purpose of width and height attribute. Actually, if you don't know these attributes, I know what you are thinking. You will just resize it using some tools to set the size of the image. But it will not work like that. You need a high definition image. For example, you want to view some photos. When the user wants to click it, it will pop out. Then it will show a high quality photo or high definition photo. So that's how it works. In HTML5, you can resize everything here using the width and the height attributes. Or if we will be using CSS, yeah, same thing, width and height. So next is the alt sorry. The next is the alt attribute. So what is alt attribute? Alt attribute is a very important attribute. For example, for an image tag. Okay, before we have the source, right? Now we have the alt attribute. For what purpose? For example, your website um, is having a photos, but accidentally you deleted those photos from the directory. So what will happen? The website still, the browser will still load your website, but it will show a text. For example, this one, a handsome guy. For example, no? Your profile photo is the picture, and accidentally you deleted the image in the directory, so hindi siya makikita ng web browser natin. So what he will do, or what the browser will do, is to show some text inside the alt attribute. So for example, this one, I have a profile picture and then I accidentally deleted it. It will show a text of a handsome guy. Yeah. Okay. So next is the title attribute. So what's the difference with this alt attribute and the title attribute? So for the title, I know some of you will notice these things when you are hovering your mouse pointer in some photos. It will show a small text regarding that photo. The text is describing what actually is that photo about. It's like a 2 or 3 or 4 words, something like that. That's the purpose of that title attribute. So when you are hovering something, it will show you some tooltip. So in short, it's a tooltip, guys. So next is the style attribute. Now, this one is complicated, and actually I just want to show you that we can use a CSS directly from HTML. Actually, this is not the proper way of doing styling. There must be a different document for CSS for styling. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will be showing you directly how it works. Because in style attributes, there's a lot of properties that we can use. For example, we want to change the color, the width, the height. We want to add paddings, margins, effects before showing or after closing, or upon loading your website. We can use it using this style attribute. Okay. So next is we have these comments. Web development is not complete without comments. For what purpose, sir? Okay. Comments basically was used by web developers for people to understand, and also for the sake of the web developers to put a comment regarding each section of the code. So imagine you have a thousands of lines of codes and you don't know exactly what you are looking for. For example, you are looking for line 465, which is the section regarding your blog. I don't know. So basically, if you have 1,000 lines and you want to find something, if you want to make it user friendly from the other developers also, you need to include comments. It's like you are having a description regarding this line of codes. So that's how comments works. For example, this one. So how we will be using this comment tag. So we have the closing bracket, the exclamation point, then these two lines, and then inside is the comment. So basically makikita nyo magiging kulay green yan. Kapag hindi naging kulay green, or if your content will not become green in color, you forgot to close the tag, which is this closing tag. Okay, so for example, this one, this is the start of about section. For example, I created a section regarding about the website, about the company. I'm making now, for example, a website for the company, and I have this about section. About section is all about the company, the information, the history, who are the people at the back of this company. So this is about section. And then I want to include comments there so that when I'm having a revision, I want to check uh, those line of codes. All I need to do is to look for this comment. Mababasa ko siya. Okay, this is the about section. So this is the start and this is the end of the about section. Ako ginagawa ko talaga yan in real life. I'm using it. Okay? And then another thing, if you are having a multi-line comment, but actually when you are doing or you are developing or designing something, hindi nyo maiiwasan na uh, mag what do you call this thing? Hindi nyo maiiwasan na mag-experiment ng codes. Okay? For example, this one. I'm having a style for this line of codes, then suddenly I'm thinking, what if I change the color? What if I change the size? So what I will do, I will just put some comments. I will make this line of codes as a comment. Then I will just copy and paste it, then change the properties. Okay? Then after that, when I'm happy, and then gusto kong ibalik na lang sa dati, then I will just remove the tag, the comment tag. Then I will delete the new line of codes na in-experiment ko. So that's how important is the comments tag. So next is the image tag. Okay, so this is the syntax, how we will be using this image tag. Image, of course, we need this opening bracket, then the image tag, and then the source, the one that we explained before. That's why I discuss first the attributes so that you will understand before we proceed with some elements. Kaya, yun, ganun yung discarding ginawa ko. So, for example, this one, we have the image tag. Then, inside it, how can we include the image is the source attribute. Inside the source attribute, you need to include the actual file directory and the file itself with the extension name. And then, together with that is the alt attribute, which describes the image when it is not available. Okay? So, for example, we want to put some profile picture. We want to create our own Facebook page, our own profile, and we want to include some of our photos from our profile. We are making the section for the profile picture. No? So we will be using an image tag, then the source, which is profile.jpg. That's the file name that I have. Actually, guys, for the directory, if your HTML file or your index file is in the same location with these photos, you don't need to put those directories. But, for example, in your folder, in your root directory, you have your index.html, and then you have another folder for your images. To make it organized, you need to include here the folder name. So we need to include it, or else there will be an error, the picture will not show. Later on in our demo, we will be discussing it para mas maintindihan nyo. So next is links. Yan, natakil na natin to yung href attribute, no? So for us to include a link, we need to use an a tag. Okay? An a tag is used for us to include a link in our website. So for example, we want to include our YouTube channel in our blog. Okay? We can use this a tag. So the syntax for a tag is the opening bracket, the A tag, of course, the attribute for the H reference, meaning for the URL. If I click this text, which website I will go. Okay, so that's the use of href attribute. Then the closing of the opening tag, and then that's the text that you can type, or the text that is visible for the viewers, for the users. Okay, and then the closing tag. Don't forget the forward slash for closing the tag. So for example, okay, I want the user um, visit my website. I will include it in my YouTube channel, for example, in my description. So what YouTube will do is um, they will use an A tag with the H reference of my website, and the target is blank. So what is this? Sir, what is that? An additional attribute yan. So basically, what is a target? Target is the browser to understand what will happen if the user will click the link. Okay. So by default, actually, if we will not include target as an attribute for an A tag, automatically when you click a link, you will go directly to that website within the same tab. Okay, so what's the purpose of this blank underscore blank? So how it works, when the user click a link, it will open another tab. At the same time, it will load the link that you selected. So that's the difference. That's why I'm using this attribute target, so that the user, when the user click the link, which is jackroostv.com, it will open a new tab to open this website. Okay, for example, we want to include a link in an image. So for example, if we want to include a link in our image, it is also possible. So for example, you visit some websites, then you saw an image, you click an image, then it will go to the different websites. So all you need to do is to create an a tag, which is a link. Okay, inside it is the image tag. So when the user click the image, he don't know that he is clicking actually the A tag, which is the link. So another nesting of um, elements. So later, kung nahihirapan na kayong intindihin, maintindihan nyo siya during the presentation or the actual demo. So another link that we can use is the mail to. Ano yung mail to? From the word mail, you are sending email. For example, in a website, you go to contacts page. Okay, then you are looking for an email. You want to send an email for a particular company to ask for a quotation, to contact them, something like that. So when you click this this link, for example, you saw this send email, or you just saw the directly the email address. When you click that one, it will open the default email application from your desktop, or for example in your telephone, in your mobile phone, sorry, your default mail is Gmail, sorry. When you click something similar to this, it will open directly to your Gmail as a new or new composed email. together with the address you want to send. So that's how it works. This link email address or link to email address. So next is styles. So style is an attribute used to add styles to an element such as font, size, color, and more. So the syntax for this is uh, what I'm telling you before, guys. This is not advisable, but for the sake of this tutorial, for us to demonstrate how styles work, we will be using it. So the syntax is the tag name or the element name. Inside it is the style attribute and the properties. Okay, for example, ano ba yung property? One property is color. And then you need to use colon and then the value. For example, black. You want to change the color of the font into black. So what property you will use? Color and then black or red if you want to change. And then don't forget this semicolon. Okay? So for example, in your body, you want to change the background color of your website. If you want to change the total background color of your website, so what you will do, go to your body tag, put some style attribute, and then put background color as the property for that style, and then select the color. Actually, guys, in HTML5, there is already a pre-built in colors. Actually, before we are using um, hex, RGB, but now there's a pre-built in colors. For example, this one, I can use tomato, like a light orange color. So when you put it in the body of your website, uh, when you load your website, the background of your website will become light orange. Okay? For example, in your H1, you want your content to be in center screen. So what you will do, again, you need to create a style. So how we will do it? You need to use text align property and then the value must be center. If you want to be align it at the left and to the right, you need to use left for the left alignment and the right for the right alignment. So, ang dami niyan actually, guys. Sooner or later on my next tutorials, next episode, I will also include the cheat sheet. We have this cheat sheet na tinatawag natin for us to easily recognize those styles. Actually, there's a lot more HTML tags na di pa natin natatakel. Then I will provide it to you also so that in case na hindi pa kayo familiar and you forget it during your practice, meron kayong um, mapagkikitaan kung nasaan yung part na yun. So all you need to do is to download those materials, then print it. That's my advice. Print nyo siya, put it somewhere near to your place when you are coding. Then when you forget something, then look for it. Diba? And the next example is, for example, this paragraph. So what I did is to change the color of my paragraph to gray. And I changed the font family, meaning the font style, guys. We can even change those font style. I have Verdana for the font family or the font style, and then I set the size to 200%. So meaning from the ordinary, for example, the default font size is 12. So I set it as 200%. It will become 24px. So there's a lot of ways we can set sizes in HTML. or in CSS, guys. I will share it to you later on. Okay, so now we're done with the discussion. Then let's do this. We'll go with the demonstration part. Okay, welcome to our activity. So first things first, so I will be creating a new folder for this activity for the sake of base element to show you how it works. So I will go to my drive C. I created a new folder which is web development. Then a new folder for HTML5. Then activity 2, since this is our second activity. Okay, and then I created a new folder also, which is image, the image folder, img. And then inside it, I have a photo so that we can use it in our website, in our web page. Okay, so let's move on. Let's open our Visual Studio Code. Then file, open folder. Then look for that folder from your drive C, which is web development. So select folder. So I have now this web development folder. Under it is the HTML5 folder. And then we have the activity folder and the image folder. Okay, so we'll create our index.html. Okay, so remember this one. If you will be creating our index, you must be in this directory HTML5. Then select this one or right click new file. Or else, if you selected this activity 2 or image folder or directory, you create a new file, test.html. This HTML file will be saved inside this folder. So take note that for that one. But for this index, it is inside activity 2. Okay, so I will remove this test.html. Let's delete this one. Then we'll go with the index. Okay, first things first. What is it? The doc type, document type. Then HTML. Next is I have additional for the head tag, guys. So basically, what is head tag? Head tag is the section wherein we will declare some information regarding our website. Then inside head is a title. We can make a title here. So what is the purpose of this title? For example, I will name it as Jack Cruz TV tutorial. Okay, so when I save this one, file, save, or Control S in short, then let's reveal this document, this folder. Right click, reveal in File Explorer. Then I have this index, then open it. So now what happened to the title? Where is it? So you can see it at the main tab, the name of the actual the title of the actual web page. See, this is Jack Cruz TV tutorial, the one that we declared in here. Okay, so next is the base. So inside the base, we have an attribute of href, meaning we will be including here the directory. So since we are working with this activity 2, then select this folder, right click, reveal in File Explorer. So I am inside now. I have this directory, guys. So what I will do is to highlight this one, right click, and then copy, return to your base element, and then paste the directory, and then put another backslash, so that when I declare some reference, all I need to do is select those subfolders. Okay, for example, I will give you an example. So we'll go with the body. I want to include an image. So I need to select, for example, I have here image folder and then this feature. Okay, so what I will do, when I don't have the base tag, I need to include this directory for the browser to search for that file. But since I declared this one, so all I need to do is select the folder and then the actual photo, which is the itmans. Sorry, the itmans. What's the name of the file? It's in here. itman .jpg. Then we'll go back to our browser. Okay, so there's an error. You know what is the error, guys? Because I'm only inside the HTML5 folder. So what I need to include also is the activity too, because I'm trying to access image directory. So what I need to do is to include activity to folder, then backslash, then we'll try again, image, and then itman.jpg or jpg. Okay, so it works. Ang laki, di ba? Ang laki ng picture. So ito yung thumbnail na ginamit ko dun sa vlog ko for the itmans vlog. Kung di nyo pa na siya napapanood, panoorin nyo, guys. It's a real scenario, real life story for an itman. Okay, so in here I only select the image folder because it was already declared in my base element the root folder of this index.html. So yan yung ina-explain ko sa inyo before for the usage of the base element. Hindi hassle, di ba? Kasi kung itatype nyo from the start, napaka-hassle niya gawin. And hahaba yung code nyo. But if you use this base reference, makakatipid kayo ng time. All you need to do is to include the subfolder, then the file name, which is easier. Okay, so let's go back. So we will do something something interesting now. So first, we'll create h1. I will name it, or we'll do a title activity 2, and then we'll try to use HR tag. Yeah, HR for horizontal line. Then another heading. Maybe I will do something similar to itmans vlog. So I will go to my channel. So youtube.com. I will search for Jack Cruz TV. Okay. Then we'll visit this Itemans vlog.
Simon and Joe both invest in stock.
Okay. Then for the sub heading, I will use this title of my video, of my blog. I will copy this one and then we'll go back. Then I will paste it. Okay. Itemans vlog episode 1 factory visit information technology job. So we'll try to save it first. File, save, then we'll look for this one, then open now the index. Okay, so napaka-plain niya, but we will explain to you. This is the heading one that we created. This is the HR tag. As you can see, the horizontal line was across into the whole page, and then this is the heading 2. Okay, so that's the use of HR. So next is maybe we'll make, actually we can close this one, we can minimize so that we can maximize the space. We'll make a paragraph. Maybe we'll put some lorem. No, better we'll put some image since we are making, for example, a blog related to that video. So I will use image tag. Okay, so now same thing, we will include the photos for this one, this iteman. Okay. So what I will do, I will go to image directory, look for iteman.jpg, and then I will put here the itemans vlog. Okay, so let's go back to our browser, refresh. So now I have the photo, but we need to resize this one, right? It's so big. So what we will do? Ano sa tingin nyo yung gagawin natin? We need to use some styling. Okay? So we'll go back here into our image tag. I will put some new line, but don't forget this one, the closing tag, or else it will not work. We'll use a style. Okay, we need to set the width, maybe something like 500 pixel. Okay, and then we'll save. Then we'll go back to the page, refresh. Alright, so now I resized the image already. So what if we want to be this image as a link? When I click this one, I will go directly to this video. So what will I do? Then we will use a tag. So we'll use an a tag. Okay, so don't forget, this is a nesting. We will include the image tag inside the a tag. So I will copy this one, then put it at the bottom part. Then I will arrange our HTML. Okay, so that it is much clearer, it is more readable. Okay, so remember, you are inside a link in an a tag. So what I will do to link it through that YouTube page or channel, so I will copy this one, the URL, then we'll go back, then I will paste it here, then we'll save. We'll try. if this one will work. So refresh. As you can see, the image is now clickable. So the mouse pointer changes. It is showing that the image is now a clickable image. So what can we use for that image in case that the image is not available? So we will use an alt element for also. We'll include it also. There is already an alt element, guys. Okay, so how can I demonstrate it? For example, I will delete the image here, or I will rename this one itman 123. Okay, so in my coding, the name must be itman, so he will not see or find those image. So when we refresh the page, so the image will not load, but the alt attribute helps the user to understand, hey, this is an itman's vlog photo. So at the same time, pwede mo siyang i-click. So you will go redirectly to the
Your video needs to run.
YouTube channel through this link. Okay? So that's how it works. So rename muna natin. Balik natin siya. So itman. Okay, then refresh. How about the title? We can use also the title here. So when user is hovering the channel, or when the user is hovering the image, you can see some tooltip. So we'll go here in image tag. I will make new line, then title, visit the video. Click here to visit the video. So we'll save, we'll refresh, then taran, we have a tooltip now. So click here to visit the video. Okay, so once we click this one, you will go directly to the link that you declared. Okay, so next is, what if I want to create a new tab when I click this image? So we will use now a target attribute. So target is equals to what? Blank. Sorry, I'm wrong with this. We need to include it in our a tag, which is, this is the link. Okay, so baka ma-confuse kayo. So go to your a tag, then put here the target, which is blank. So we'll save, we'll go to our web browser, refresh, then click, then yeah, it works. So it will create or open a new tab. You have here still the page that you have previously looking at. Okay, so because some of us doesn't like to close the actual website, right? You are just want to visit some of these links. Okay, so we're done. So we're done with the H2, the HR tag, the title, the H2, the image tag with the attributes of alt, title, the style, to resize it, and also we included a link with a target of blank or a new tab. Okay, so what's next? Ano ba maganda? For example, we want to include the new heading. No, better paragraph. So we'll create a paragraph. We'll use lorem 100. Ang haba niya. Okay. Then we'll save. So return to this one. So, yan. So gumawa siya ng, it will show across to your web page. So how about the alignment? Di ba? So, anong pwedeng solution natin dyan? I want my content to be in-centered. So, I will go to the body. Then, I will use styling. Then, I will set, of course, the width of the body. Maybe I will use a percentage because it depends on your on the resolution of your screen. So I will be using 80%. Okay, so how it looks like, we'll save, refresh. So now the body is now 80% of the actual resolution. Okay, so when I zoom it in, as you can see, nag-a-adjust din siya. So, ganyan siya. How it, sooner or later, I will explain to you the different kinds of values that we can use to resize a web page. But mostly, we will use this one so that your web page will adapt easily for the resolution of each users. So next is, I want it to be centered, right? Ano kaya maganda? Since we already use 80% of the width of the web page, maybe I can include a margin of maybe 100 pixel. So what is pixel nga pala? Ang daming new terms, no? So pixel is part of the resolution of your screen. So di ba meron tayong 1250, 1920, ganun. So kung tatanungin nyo ko, i-discuss natin yan next time para mas maintindihan natin. Actually, we will discuss it during our CSS session. So we can set the margin to 100 pixel, which is for the top side of the web page and the bottom part. And then how about the left and right? So we can put auto, meaning automatic. So ang gagawin niya, he will check the width of that element, then the remaining part, which is the 20%, automatically i-consume niya yun yung isa-set na value niya. That's why I use auto, no? Hindi na kailangan ng pag-isipan pa. So when I save this one, when I refresh, alright, see, my body is 80%. I have a margin here, 10%, and another 10%. And I have a 100 pixel space at the top page of my body. So now, I want to align everything in center. What will I do? There's a simple trick to do that thing. Okay? So you can use text, align, center. So we'll save it, we'll refresh it, and then boom. Everything is now in center. Ayos ba? So now, what's next? I want my web page to use different kind of fonts. So how we will do those things? Then inside the style, we'll make new space here. We'll use the font family. properties, then the value is actually Visual Studio Code is giving you this list of fonts available. But for this one, maybe I will use Verdana. Okay? So, sir, bakit ang dami niyan? Verdana, Geneva, Tahoma, Sans Serif. So, the purpose of it, in case that the web browser look for this font, okay, and it is not available, he will look for Geneva, and then Tahoma, and then Sans Serif. So that's how it works. So we'll save it. We'll go back here. Na-click ko, sorry. Then we'll save. So now you have a different font style in your web page. And then, okay, for example, I will resize the page. Sumusunod siya, diba? Nagiging liquid siya. Okay, so for example, I want to resize the image a little bit bigger. Okay, so we'll go with the image tag. Okay. Ayan, magawa nga tayo ng new space here since sinome in ko kasi siya. So, we're here at the style. Maybe we'll use percentage, not pixel. 70%. Then we'll set the size, the height to auto. So what's the purpose of this one? Same process dito sa ginawa natin sa body. We'll set the width to 7%. The height will automatically auto resize depending on the width. So we'll refresh. Alright. So now we have a banner. So what else can we do with this image? We can use also maybe a border. We can put a border. Okay, so we'll return to styling, border. Ayan. Nalimutan ko. So you need to be inside this quotation or quote. So border. Okay. I will set that one as 10 pixel, the size. So 10 pixel, then I want the design to be solid. Actually, you can use this another one, that dotted one. Okay. And then the color maybe is gray. Okay. So we'll save, we'll refresh. Alright, so I have now a border. But if I want the border to be rounded, what will I use? Diba? So we can use this border radius, maybe something like 5 pixel. We'll refresh. Now the border is rounded. Okay, soft edges na siya. Mas maganda tignan. Maybe we'll use black for the color. Mali spelling ko. Black. Alright. But I think it is much more look elegant and pleasing if we will remove the border and we will just put some radius. So we'll remove this one. Yeah, it's more better, no? Okay. So what's next? What else can we do? We have now the link, the image. Maybe we'll use some spacing here, or maybe I will put some link here. So if people don't understand that if they click this image, we can still have this link here to tell them you can visit his this channel. So what can we do? After this a tag, which is our image inside, this is, remember, this is a nested na. Okay, so we'll create another one, a, okay, it will redirectly go to this link, and we'll put some text. Click here to visit the video, or click here for the video. Then we'll save it, refresh. So the problem is it will go in line with the image. So which element can we use? We can use a BR tag. It's a break line, right? So BR, save, refresh. Now you have an spacing here already. Okay, so if you're not happy, you can put another line of BR. Yeah, so it is more readable. So IT Months Bilag Episode 1. So this is your content. Okay, another problem, sir. Masyado yatang hindi align yung paragraph mo. So what can we do with this thing? This is an old way, but still useful. We will create this div element. Okay, so it's an empty element that we will be using for the element inside it. We will wrap it inside this container. This is what we call the container. We will wrap all the HTML elements inside it so that we can design it easily, or we can align it. Okay, actually we when we are using a CSS, it is much clearer to understand. We will create a class so that all the class with an class name of, for example, this is the section 1. Okay, tatawagin lang natin siya. But for now, no, we will not go with that. Okay, so I have div, and then I have elements inside, but I want those elements to be aligned with the photos. What I will do is to just copy the body style. Okay, so we'll go with the style. Then we'll set the width to maybe 50%. Okay, and then we'll put some margin. Margin, maybe 20px. Then auto. Then we'll save. We'll see. Okay. So now, hindi na siya mukhang awkward. Okay, my text was already here at the middle, but I need to put it more spacing to be aligned in. I need to adjust the width, so we'll make it 70%. Okay, much better. And then what if I want to align my text? I want it to be justified. Okay, because some blogs will not usually do these things. Yeah, everything will be aligned center. Hindi siya proper. So what we will do, so put another styling, text, align, left, then save. Alright, much better. So kung makapansin nyo, sa body natin, nag-align tayo ng center. Diba? So kaya nga nag-center lahat ng elements natin. So the ruling here, once you create another style with a certain element, it will overwrite the previous styling. So yung pinakahuli mong styling, yun yung ifa-follow ng web page natin ng browser. So kaya nangyari yun. So what's next? What else when can we do? You can use also maybe justify kung masyado kayong perfectionist, super aligned, di ba? Ayan siya. And then maybe we'll create another heading. Okay. So we'll go inside this div. We'll put some spacing. We'll create a new heading which is H2. What can I use with this? What is IT? So we'll stick with that blog. Okay, so this is sub heading now. This is your heading 1. Heading 1. Okay, so next is maybe we'll create a new paragraph. P tag, low rem, maybe 50 only. Align it, format it, then we'll save, we'll refresh. And then if we want to include some photos, what else can we do, no? Maybe we'll include some photos from this video. Okay. Babaan ko muna yung volume. We'll play this one. We'll skip the ads. Okay. I will use a snipping tool to capture the screen. I will make it in high resolution. Okay, so we'll go with the section or part wherein this guy is doing this IT stuff. So for example, okay, this one, my ads. Okay, then we'll use the snipping tool, and then I will capture the full screen. Okay, then I will save this one inside our directory for image. Maybe IT job 1. Save. Then we'll move with some parts. Oh my god, another ads. Okay, we'll skip this one. Skip. Maybe we'll make it 720p. Okay, for example, this one. We'll use a snipping tool. We'll make new one. Capture the full screen. Then I will save it. IT job 2. Save. Then we'll look for the other image. This one. New. Full screen. Save. IT job 3. Save. What's next? Oh my god. Then we'll not use it. It's fine. We have 3 photos. Maybe we can include it also in here. What we will do is to create an image tag. Okay, but before that, we need to include a break line. So br, okay, image tag. So we'll go inside the image folder, then itjob1.jpg. Fixing something like this. We'll try to refresh. So hindi ko siya makita. Let's see kung pumasok siya dito. No, where is it exactly? File, we'll save. Okay, sorry, I save it in the other folder. Wait I will go to my desktop, HTML5 tutorial image, then I save it in here. I will copy it and save to my directory image and then save. Okay, itjob1, itjob2, itjob3. Okay, let's go back. So we'll save it, we'll refresh it. Okay, so I have now here some images, so I want to resize it. So next thing that you can do, the same, you need the style. Okay, you need the style here, then of course the width, maybe 200 pixel. Let's save. Okay, it looks good. Or else you can resize it again, maybe 400. Okay, then we'll add again another one. So Alt Shift down arrow to duplicate the codes. Okay, so we'll just rename it, then we'll see. Oh no, so this is not the size of this container is not matching with our photos. So yon, mag-a-adjust tayo. So for example, that's why I'm using percent. For example, 20%. We'll see what will happen. Save, refresh. Alright, so it only consumes 60% of the width of the main container, the div. Much easier, no? So for example, we want to consume everything, all the sizes, so maybe we'll copy this image, then we'll put again so that we can use 25%. And then we'll save. Yan. So it consumes all the spaces. So dapat 24. Kasi meron pa siyang margin and paddings, guys. Another attribute yun. Yung kung napapansin nyo, may spacing siya. May default margin and paddings yan. Kaya ganyan. And then maybe if we want to align it, I think it's no need to align. We have the images here, and then sorry, we'll create a new line, a new paragraph, lorem, 50. Okay. Save. Refresh. So now, parang gumagawa na tayo ng vlog natin, no? Easy lang. Ganun lang siya kasimple. What else can we do? Maybe we'll create a new heading, new topic, or yeah. Then we'll create an H2 or H3. For example, we'll create H3. Another topic. Okay, save, refresh. So see, it is much smaller than the H2 tag since we are using H3. Okay, then we'll put maybe an image. Which one? Maybe this one, we can use it. Copy and then paste. We'll make the width maybe much bigger, maybe 50%. Why I have a multiple alt. We'll save, refresh. Okay. So I want I want some text in here. I know you notice those steps from other websites. So what we can do is to put paragraph. We need to include inside our paragraph this image tag. So pwede yun. Okay? Yan, sinasabi ko sa inyo, meron tayong tinatawag na nesting. Okay. So inside it, maybe we'll put low rem 200. Oh, haba niya. Okay. So hindi siya nangyari, no? Ano nangyari dyan? So to format it, actually the picture is consuming this whole space. So we need to add some style with it so that the web browser will understand that this image will fix in here and this space is free for the other elements. So how can we do these things? We need to use float left. Boom. Alright. Diba? Ganun lang kasimple. And then, di ba ang awkward naman? Dikit na dikit siya. So, that's the time that we will be using maybe a margin of 20px. For example, you want only to put margin for the right side. So, margin right, 20px. Save. We'll try. So now you have a margin here. Okay, so what if you want also in bottom part? So there's a lot of way. So for example, we'll go to margin. For the top side, no need, 0. For the right side, we need 20px. For the bottom side, we need also 20 pixel. For the left side, we don't need those margin. So save. So we have the top, the right, the bottom, and the left side. So clockwise. So we'll refresh. Boom. Now it looks much better. Maybe we'll increase the margin at the right side. Maybe 25. We'll save. Alright. So mas okay siya. And then anything else that we can use? Maybe italic, or we want to highlight something here. For example, this part. we'll use strong element, strong tag. Then we'll put in here, save. Alright, see, so it was already formatted as a strong. And if we want to include something here, maybe in our main photo, we'll go there. Ayan, so kailangan nyo talaga maglagay ng comment, no? Para konting ano pa lang to, we only have 77 rows, pero 'di ba? If you are developing a pure website, sobrang daming lines of codes niyan. So, try nating magawa ng comments muna. For example, maybe this div, we'll put some comments. So, how we will do that thing. So, yeah, ayan, nagkulay green na siya. So, meaning, this is a comment part. Hindi yan mag-a-appear sa screen sa web page. So, the web browser will consider it as a comment. So, for example, this one, this is the sub-content of my web page. Okay. So, if we will be saving this, hindi yan mag-a-appear. It is only a comment for the code. Okay. So, naintindihan nyo siya. So, next, maybe we can use in here. See, I want this one to be centered. So, na-include ko kasi siya inside this div wherein tinext align kong as justify. So, I will put it in here outside that div, and then I will save it, and then I will refresh, then here it is. Okay na siya. So, what if we will be putting, for example, a date here after that title or H2 tag? Maybe we'll use a paragraph again. Then we'll make it italic. So, for example, publish date August 8. August 8, 2020. Alright. Ganyan. Okay. So, yeah. What if we put another element small? Yan, baka malito kayo. Then we'll save. So, it is more smaller than a paragraph. Okay. Then, maybe we'll remove the small tag. We'll just put some style. We'll make the color gray. Okay. Alright. What if you're not happy with the heading 2? You can set the size also. With activity 2, sorry, for the heading 1. Okay, so style. Font size. Set it to, you can use those pre-built in, but for me, maybe 150%. So, mas maliit siya. So, much better if it is maybe 300%. Alright. Much better. Activity 2. Okay, what else can we do regarding this? Maybe we'll use a pre tag. Okay, for the ending statement. we'll put here pre kapag ikaw ang nagtanim iba ang nakinabang. Alright. Edi wow. Okay, we'll put here by maybe this one. Edi wow. We'll save it. See, look at this, guys. This is my format, and look what will happen using pre tag. We'll save it. See? So it's the same as my styling here, even the spacing. Because in here, for example, in my paragraph tag, nagtatab ako dyan. Kahit anong gawin kong tab or space, it will not change. It's the same. Okay? So if you will be using a pre tag, for example, we'll put strong here. Strong tag in for to highlight this nagtanim. Okay, wrong spelling. Then we'll save. Okay, ayan siya. And then I want to style it. Maybe font size 1 point or 2 em. Right? Ikaw ang nagtanim, iba ang nakinabang. Edi wow. So that's how it works. What else can we do in our tutorial? So now, nakagawa na tayo ng activity natin. Maybe colors. Okay, color. How about changing the background of that web page of our body? Okay, so we'll go with the body. What do you think is the best color for it? Maybe background. We'll go with background color. Tomato. Since ito yung example natin kanina. Okay? So now, mukha na siyang tomato. Ang pangit, di ba? So, wag ganun. We'll use the proper color. Usually, white lang talaga. For example, this one. Light, slate gray maybe. Okay. Then, we'll change the text color to white smoke. Okay. Then, we'll save. Alright. Mas gumanda siya kahit paano. So, anything else that we can do? Okay, so that's for now for our activity, guys. I hope you enjoy it, na marami kayong natutunan. Any questions you can put in our comment section regarding any questions, any request that you want. So that's for now. To wrap up things, we learn a lot of things for now using those HTML elements with the stylings, with the attributes. So if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you, guys. See ya.